Hey, this is a quick demo of Marple and then specifically added with the Motorsport package. Here we are in Marple and we can already see some data. So this is from a short sprint race of a Formula One car on Suzuka, I think. We'll check that in a second. So the nice thing about Marple, it's web-based, so all your data just lives on a server somewhere. Here you can see all the different data sets. So you see some qualifying runs, some free practice runs. What else do we have here? You can very easily check what track it was. So we only have data from Spa and Suzuka here, and then with different kind of racing cars. It's already opened a data set, and then I already have a layout prepared for it. And here you can see the data in a few different ways. So obviously, one of the most important things is seeing it in a time series graph. So just over time, the different signals. Here you already see quite a complex set of a lot of lines. What are we seeing here? So it has 13 laps, of which lap number 12 was the quickest, so to see. I think here between lap 7 and 8, the car also went into the pits. As we can see, the speed going to zero, at least it should be. Yeah, it goes to zero, yeah. So this is when it's driving into the pits. In Marple, you can do various things. So obviously, you can just have a look at the data. You can very easily apply multiple calculations on the data. So, for example, here we can very quickly see some statistics about the data. If you want to get certain insights, for example, here you see throttle usage over a steering angle. Obviously, the higher the steering angle, the lower the throttle usage, and so on and so on. You can make these quite complex as you desire. And in the Motorsport package specifically, you can very quickly just navigate to a certain lap and then load the data from that lap. And so again, the nice part about this is that the data does not have to be on your local machine. It can be in the cloud. We obviously also have other ways to visualize the data. So in this step, I also have a map plot. So here you can clearly see the track of Suzuka. And then I think in red, let's have a check. In red and green, you can also see the where the brake pedal is being applied, so where the braking zones are. And the nice part again is if you zoom into a certain region, and then you also see this region being highlighted here. Other parts that we can do is make scatter plots. Here you can see correlations between different signals. Again, these scatter plots are updated as you zoom in and out of the data. So here on the left, you can very clearly see the engine RPM versus the speed of the car, and then in the different gears. So you can very clearly see the different gears. On the right-hand side, you actually see the suspension position over speed. And here you can actually calculate the downforce factor of your car. So here it becomes interesting if you drive in different configurations. You should be able to see the effect here on your downforce. Then what else can we do? I think I have some other interesting things here. For example, more in what I would call kind of like a race trim or something. If you have a race engineer that's looking at, for example, how do the tires warm up or how does the engine warm up over different laps, there are also ways to easily visualize that. So here, for example, I have a graph that shows tire temperature on the location of the track and then for the different laps, so you can see how the tire temperature evolves over the different laps. And the same here with the engine temperature. I also made a very specific tab here to do like comparisons between laps. So let's say I want to look at the quickest lap here and I want to compare it with, for example, lap number 6. So I can very easily click the two of them. So I did control click on number 6. And then we get an overlay of these two data sets. And here it's also important to enable distance mode. So at the moment, x-axis is in time, but we can also enable distance mode. And then it becomes the position on the track, which makes it a lot easier to see where the differences are in lap time. And then very clearly you can see that everything is lost here at around 2,000 meters on the track. And then if we want to, again, check where exactly that is, you can use the map plot and see that it's just after the Suzuka SS. Other things I'd like to show you here, we have a lot more advanced ways to compare data. You can also you can create different kind of functions. So that's already like derived functions on top of your data. You can create these ad hoc as you want and add them to your workspace and use them into your visualizations. Right. I hope this gives you a bit of an overview of what Marple is all about and how it can be used in motorsport. Cheers.